I'd now like to just read a specific portion of your amendment, and just because I want to be clear on your intent of this as it's written. The amendment says that the age-appropriate and research-based instruction in human growth and development shall not include any book, article, outline, handout, video, or other educational material produced or provided by an entity that does any of the following. So it shall not come from any entity that performs abortions, is an affiliate of an entity that performs abortions, or makes referrals to an entity that performs abortions. Representative, I'd like to point out that the Mayo Clinic, the University of Iowa even, the Cleveland Clinic, Johns Hopkins University, performs abortions, or is an affiliate of a center that performs abortions, or makes referrals to centers that performs abortions. And so as I read this language in this amendment, the way I interpret this is that this would forbid teachers, this would make it illegal for teachers to use materials from the Mayo Clinic. Am I reading this correctly, Representative?
I would propose that those are antithetical.
Representative, does your amendment distinguish between abortions that are needed to protect the life of a mother versus abortions that are done electively?
No.
So, for example, the Mayo Clinic, which may, in fact, it's its policy to only perform abortions when necessary to protect the life of the mother. The Mayo Clinic, by my reading of this, and this bill is written pretty simply, would not be allowed to have any of its materials used for teaching human growth and development. Is that your intent with your amendment?
I think that has to be interpreted and administered by the Department of Education.
Thank you, Representative. I appreciate you answering those questions. I find it very hard for anybody reading this amendment, if they're going to read it by the letter of the law, should this become law, this will ban the use of information coming from our research institutions. You're going to be hard-pressed to find any research institution. And again, you're asking for research-based information to be provided. That research is done at institutions that have some sort of association with abortions that are at least performed to protect the life of the mother. So what is left to teach our children if we are not going to be relying on information that comes from research institutions? My read of this amendment is this is banning evidence-based, research-based information because it's forbidding it from coming from any of these institutions. And as hard-pressed as our teachers and administrators already are to try to provide a great education to our students, I can't expect them, and I don't think any of us should, to be researching whether the sources of any of their information have had some sort of association with abortions at some time, so that they do not break the law. A vote for this amendment, my friends, I fear, is a vote for allowing non-research-based information to be taught to our students. And worse, a vote for this amendment is voting for a ban on evidence-based information to be taught to our students. And because of that, I recommend a no vote.
Seeing no further discussion, Chair recognizes Representative Hayes for closing remarks on Amendment 1237.
I move the amendment.
Representative Hayes moves the amendment. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed? No. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The amendment is adopted.